What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying your lives to the fullest today. Today we're reviewing the 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. Huge thank you to Brice Harris over at Priority Nissan of Chantilly, Virginia for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Frontier or any Nissan product, I'll be sure to have Brice's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. So like I said, this is a 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, and this particular one has been painted in the $395 Baja Storm metallic paint, which by the way looks absolutely sick on the Pro 4X. But we're going to start over here at our headlights. So with the Pro 4X, you guys do get LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights. And then also with the $990 technology package, you guys do get high beam assist, which is basically automatic high beams. Now, working our way to the center of the front end, let's talk about the front grille. So you do get a graphite gray front grille and a graphite gray grille surround. At the top of the grille surround, you guys can see Frontier embossed into the surround. It looks sweet, and you can't really see it unless you get closer to it, which I think is pretty cool. Now, at the center of the front grille, you guys do get your Nissan logo with your lava red accent coloring. That really makes the Nissan logo pop, and I think it looks really sweet. Now, just below the Nissan lettering, you guys may be able to see it. So this does get a front camera. That front camera goes along with the 360-degree view camera system that comes with the $2,190 Pro convenience package. So if you guys want a 360-degree view camera system along with a host of other features, you guys might want to get the Pro convenience package, which again is optioned on this particular Pro 4X. Taking a step back, you guys do get a graphite gray lower grille. So basically from like right here to there is all graphite gray again, and then below that you guys do get some silver trim. That is what that looks like. One thing that's pretty cool is that that silver trim leads nicely into your aluminum front skid plate, which is located right there, which is displaying on camera. And then also with the Pro 4X, you guys do get two lava red tow hooks. You get one on that side, one on that side. Right now these are covered in plastic, obviously because this is not a customer vehicle and it's a brand new truck. So also with the Pro 4X, like I mentioned, this skid plate right here is aluminum, and the rest of the underbody skid plates are in steel to protect the key components if you guys are actually going to take this thing off-road. So again, this skid plate is aluminum. All the other like really important skid plates are steel. Just something I thought I would point out. And then also, if you guys were wondering about the ground clearance with the Pro 4X, at its lowest point, you guys get 8.6 inches of ground clearance. Now, I wanted to show you guys something on each side of the front end. So you got one of these vents on this side, non-functional, and then one on this side, non-functional. It kind of looks like there's like a wide body-ish on the Pro 4X, which I think is pretty cool. And I think that kind of accentuates the wide body look. Again, I think that's pretty cool. And then if you guys like know anything about the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, then you guys know that this looks very similar to it. So this gives you a little bit more ground clearance if you guys are going to be doing off-roading, rock crawling, something like that. It's kind of like a high approach angle front bumper in a way. You know, you see what I'm talking about? I can display on screen what I'm talking about with the ZR2, but this reminds me of what you would find on the ZR2. Again, gives you just a little bit more ground clearance to not scuff up your front end. Again, that's just great if you guys are actually going to be doing some any sort of off-roading with the Pro 4X. Also with the Pro 4X, you guys do get these black over fenders as well as Bilstein shocks. So I'm trying to give you guys a view of the Bilsteins. That is what the Bilsteins look like when they are clean. Again, this is a brand new vehicle. And then also with the Pro 4X, you guys do get these AT tires. This particular Pro 4X has been optioned with the $2,790 Pro Premium package, which gives you guys these 17-inch graphite beadlock style wheels. So these are not the standard wheels that come with the Pro 4X. These wheels come with the Pro Premium package. These wheels are wrapped in the standard 265/70 Hankook Dynapro AT2 tires, which I will give you guys a view of the tread pattern on those tires. So these tires come standard on the Pro 4X, but these wheels do not. Now, this particular Frontier Pro 4X has been optioned with the $230 Pro 4X mud flaps. So obviously you get them at all four corners. You also get them in the front of the rear wheel and the back of the rear wheel. But let's get back up to the front end and let's talk about the side view mirrors. So with the Pro 4X, you guys do get body color mirror caps. These side view mirrors standard are power adjustable and manual folding. but this Pro 4X is loaded up, so this does have a couple options that pertain to the side view mirror. So again, this does have the Pro Convenience Package, which is a $2,190 option, and what that gives you is heated outside mirrors and the camera system. Side view mirrors are heated, and you get the 360 camera system, so that comes with the Pro Convenience Package. This also has the $990 Technology Package, which gives you guys the blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand side of your passenger side mirror. Let's do a little side profile of the Pro 4X. That is what that looks like. You get black window trim. Your B pillar is black, and then right here is black as well. Body color door handles with keyless access comes standard with the Pro 4X. And then this particular one has also been optioned with the $800 off-road style step rails. And with the Pro Convenience Package, again, you guys do get LED under rail lighting. So again, these side steps are an $800 option, and they do get LED lights with the Pro Convenience Package, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Now, also with the Pro 4X, you guys do get these bedside decals. Then working our way to the back end, you guys do get LED taillights with a black taillight bezel. That is what they look like. They actually look pretty sweet when they're on, in my personal opinion. And then working our way to the back end of the Frontier, you do get an electric locking tailgate, and that is a $330 option. But the dampened tailgate feature does come standard with the Pro 4X, so very, very nice. And one thing that I noticed when I put this back up, it almost feels like it assists you, because it's very, very easy to just throw back up. It feels like you lift it up and then it like kind of lifts it up for you in a way. Pretty cool, and just something I thought, you know, you guys might want to know if you guys were potentially going to purchase one of these. Now, right here, that is where you will find your backup camera. You can unlock and or lock the tailgate from putting your key in there. You get your Nissan logo at the center of the tailgate with that lava red accent coloring. Pro 4X, and then Frontier embossed into the tailgate itself. Pro 4X does come standard with a body color rear bumper, so you basically, it's like right here, L, and then this L on this side as well. This one has also been optioned with the $990 Technology Package, which gives you guys these 4 backup sensors. You get 1, 2, 3, and 4. You do not get those sensors as standard with the Pro 4X. That's part of the $990 Technology Package. And then also with the Pro Convenience Package, you guys do get a spray-in bed liner. You get the tie-down cleats. You get the 120-volt household power outlet located behind that thing right there. And then you guys do also, with the Pro Convenience Package, get this trailer hitch with the 4 and 7-pin connectors. 4-pin, 7-pin, and your trailer hitch, again, all a part of the Pro Convenience Package. But I do want to show you guys what's going on in the bed, so we'll open that up. Tailgate drops. This is a look at the tailgate. Again, you get the spray-in bed liner. You get those tie-down hooks, 1, 2, 3, and 4 at all 4 corners. LED box lighting, I believe, comes standard with the Pro 4X. Get a light there, and then those 2 lights on the left and right side of your third brake light are also a part of your box lighting. I don't believe that those are LED, but I do know that these 2 are LED. And then, like I mentioned, household power outlet located behind that. Very easy to close tailgate. And if you guys were wondering about the max payload capacity, it is 1,230 pounds, and the max tow capacity is 6,270 pounds. Now, 2 more things I wanted to mention before we move into performance is that you guys do get a 2-speed transfer case for 4-wheel drive high and 4-wheel drive low, as well as obviously 2-wheel drive high. And then you also do get an electronic locking rear differential with the Pro 4X. And then that is where your spare tire is located. Let me know what you guys think of the 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X in the comments down below. After driving it a little bit, it really reminds me of a Toyota Tacoma, but it's pretty cool because it's different. It differentiates itself from the Tacoma, and it drives like a truck, which is something that I personally appreciate. Like, it doesn't have like a insanely bumpy ride or anything, but I heard a lot of people complaining about this, but I personally like it. The steering wheel has like a heavy feel to it, so it reminds me of like an older truck. I think that's pretty cool. But again, let me know what you guys think of the exterior styling of the 2023 Frontier Pro 4X in the comments down below. Do you guys dig it? Do you guys not like it? Again, let me know. But let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 3.8 liter V6 that makes 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.3 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 18 miles per gallon in the city, 22 miles per gallon on the highway for 19 miles per gallon combined with 4-wheel drive. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. We are literally less than 1,000 subscribers away from 10,000. So I greatly appreciate it if each and every one of you guys would take a second, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But let's move into the interior. As we move into the interior, I wanted to show you guys a couple of the functions on the key fob. So as you guys may be able to tell, this does have remote start. Remote start does come with the $2,190 Pro convenience package. So if you guys don't get the Pro convenience package, you do not get remote start. But a couple of the other functions on the key fob obviously are your unlock and your lock functions and your panic function. So if we move into the interior, or as we move into the interior, make sure you have your key fob in your pocket. Press on this button right here and the driver's side door will unlock. If you guys press that button 2 times fast, all the doors as well as the tailgate will unlock. But taking a look at the driver's side door panel, you guys can see you do get a leather wrapped armrest. It's nicely padded. You get some accent colored stitching. You get an aluminum door handle. You get an automatic up and down driver window. All the other windows are not automatic up or down. Unlock and lock buttons. You have this button right here to restrict your passenger window privileges. This is to adjust the side view mirrors up, down, left, right. You guys can do that according to what you want. Then you get a good amount of miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. Obviously, you get that lava red accent color with the Pro 4X. Then you also get some like faux carbon fiber in there. It actually looks pretty sweet. And then this particular one has the $2,790 Pro Premium package, which gives you guys the 10-speaker Fender audio system, which by the way sounds really, really good. And then this one also has the $505 off-road protection package, which gives you guys this door scuff protector. So you guys can see it's basically like a stick-on type of protector that comes with that package there. So you guys are scuffing this piece rather than scuffing the door panel itself. Now moving into the interior, this is probably one of the coolest pieces to the interior. So you guys can see you get a illuminated kick plate, and that is a $295 option. Now, while I know, you got a big plane taking off over there. While I know that that is a really unnecessary option, it's only $295 and it makes the interior a lot cooler, in my personal opinion. And that is a look at that. Now, one thing is that you do get a 6-way power driver seat and you get a manual front passenger seat, but you do not get lumbar support. But however, these seats are very, very comfortable, but again, no lumbar support, and that is a look at the zero gravity seats. Also, with the Pro Premium package, that also gives you leather appointed seats both in the front and rear. So that is a look at the seats. You get Pro 4S stitched into the seat back. Again, it looks really sweet. And then you get that lava red accent colored stitching that flows throughout the entire interior. But let's step into the driver's seat and let's see what it looks like from the driver's point of view. So you guys can see you do get a leather wrapped steering wheel with some of that red accent colored stitching on the inside of the steering wheel. With the Pro convenience package, which is a $2,190 option, that gives you guys heated front seats and a heated steering wheel. I'm going to close this door here real quick and I'm going to fire the vehicle up. So make sure you have your key fob in the interior if you guys want to start the vehicle. Push your foot down on the brake and then push to start. And then the 3.8 liter V6 roars to life. I'm gonna have to turn this down again or off because it's gonna mess with the audio if I don't do that. So coming over to here, we're gonna start here and then we'll work our way to the passenger side and then into those rear seats. So over here, you have your tow mode button. This button's right here. That's to dim the gauge cluster as well as the backlit buttons. That is to brighten the gauge cluster as well as the backlit buttons. That's your trip reset button. Coming down here, that is to turn your blind spot monitoring on or off. Then that is to turn the outlet in the bed on or off. I believe also for the outlet in the second row seats. I'll show you guys that when we move into the second row seats. This is to turn your cargo lights on or off. That's your hill descent control, traction control, and then that is to lock your rear axle. Obviously, you get the good old-fashioned foot parking brake. One thing though is that you do get a manual tilting steering wheel, but you do not get a telescoping steering wheel. So the steering wheel will go up and it'll go down, but it will not come towards you or away from you, if that makes sense. So something I thought I would point out right off the bat. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your turn signal stalk as well as your headlight control stalk. I'm gonna close that window for sound's sake. So this is headlights off, headlights in automatic, daytime running lights on, and headlights always on. Let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like in the 2023 Nissan Frontier. And then on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your windshield wiper control stalk. Down here, this is where you will pull up, and then the steering wheel will move, again, up and down, but it's not gonna go forward or closer to you or away from you, if that makes sense. So let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like in the Frontier. You get your Nissan emblem with that red accent color. It looks really sweet. And then these buttons right here are to control your screen. So the up and the down, the left and the right are to control your 7-inch driver display. That's to volume down, volume up. That's to pick up on a phone call. That's to hang up on a phone call. This is to switch between your different AM, FM, Sirius XM presets. And then you have your intelligent cruise control settings on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. The intelligent cruise control comes a part of the technology package. Let's take a look at our gauge cluster. So you get an analog RPM gauge, an analog speedometer, analog fuel gauge, and analog coolant temperature gauge. If you guys take a look at your fuel gauge, you can see the fuel pump. The fuel pump is pointing to the left-hand side of the vehicle. That means you fill the vehicle up on the driver's side. Again, this is a 7-inch screen, so let's go throughout the screen. You got your speedometer readout, you got your odometer. That lets you know if you're in park. That lets us know that we're in 2-wheel drive at the moment. If we want to go into 4-wheel drive, it is a shift on the fly system, which I'll show you guys here in a minute, but that's the ambient exterior temperature, speed limit sign, etc. That lets us know that blind spot is on. All right, now let's go throughout the screen. So we can navigate to the left and to the right. So this is our off-road modes. We have our auxiliary gauges, more information, driving information, fuel information, audio information, navigation stuff, on speed limit sign, that's our driving aid, and then we have our tire pressure stuff. Then we can go into the auto stop start stuff, driver assistance, meter settings, vehicle settings, alerts, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. This is the screen that I would keep it on if this was my personal vehicle, but that is a look pretty much at the digital gauge cluster, or partially digital gauge cluster. Now working our way over to here, this is your stop start button. You guys can see it's actually a relatively small button, so just something I thought I would point out to you guys. This is your shift on the fly 4-wheel drive system. So right now we're in 2-wheel drive. That's 2-wheel drive high, and then if you push and twist all the way to the right, that puts you into 4-wheel drive low. But I'm not going to go into 4 low at the moment because, you know, I'm not doing any off-roading. But you guys can see you get that satisfying click in between 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. I think that's pretty cool. And then working our way up to here, this is the 9-inch infotainment system with, new for 2023, wireless Apple CarPlay. So wireless Apple CarPlay now comes standard on the Pro X and the Pro 4X for 2023, but you still get wired Android Auto. But let's go throughout the screen. So right now, this is our wireless Apple CarPlay screen. You guys can see, you get your phone stuff. You guys know what Apple CarPlay looks like. But yeah, I like how the Apple CarPlay takes up the entire screen rather than like a section of it. That's something that I personally appreciate. But let's go throughout our Nissan screen. So this is what the Nissan screen looks like. You get your info stuff, you get your audio stuff, you have your, we'll go back over to here. You have your menu, then you go into your map. That is what the map looks like. Go back home, you can go into your phone connections. So right now that's my phone. You can go to the Wi-Fi stuff, USB stuff, go back over, and then you can go in between your different settings. So that is one setting screen. That is the other setting screen. One thing that I personally really appreciate about Nissan products is that they all have like an instant camera button. So if I press this button right here, boom, that brings up my 360-degree view camera. That's my forward-facing camera. Now, one complaint I do have about the camera system, while I do love the 360 camera system and obviously the front camera system, they are a little bit grainy. Like the camera quality is not quite there. However, it's good enough for what you need. So it will help you out in a tight situation. It's still, you know, awesome to have the 360 camera system. I just wish the clarity was a little bit better. That's my only complaint with the camera system. You still get the guidance lines even when going forward. Now, when you throw it into reverse, you get the guidance lines as well as a guidance line to back you up to a trailer. I think that's pretty sweet. And then home. That brings you back into your home screen. That's the time. Volume knob. You got a tuning knob. You got your audio button, which brings you basically right into the audio system. That brings you right into the navigation stuff. That's to go back on a track, forward on a track. Camera button. That will put you in your day mode or your night mode or your auto mode. That's your back button. That's to turn auto stop start on or off. I would put that on every single time I get into the vehicle. Hazard button. Passenger airbag on or off alert right there. You get your climate control stack, dual zone climate control vehicle. And then down here again with the Pro convenience package, you guys get heated front seats. So you get high and low. So you get 2 levels of adjustability. That's your heated steering wheel button. That is to turn your parking sensors on or off. That's your USB-C port, USB-A port, and your heated front seat for your passenger. You get a 12-volt outlet over here. You get a ton of miscellaneous storage space down in there. I mean, you could fit an iPhone 14 plus like one of those Purell hand sanitizer things if that's what you wanted to. Just get a nice little grab handle here for some serious off-roading. Same thing for the passenger side. You get your gear shifter, park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Flip that over to the left, and then you can downshift by pulling down, upshift by pushing up. Go back into park. You get 2 cup holders right here, and then you get a wireless charging pad. That wireless charging pad comes with the $2,190 Pro convenience package. One thing that's pretty cool is that if you put your phone in the wireless charging pad, this thing will light up right here once it starts charging. I think that's pretty cool, and that's definitely a nice thing, because sometimes you put it in the wireless charging pad, it's not actually charging, and then you don't know if it's charging or not until you press your phone to see if it's charging or not. So you do get a leather wrapped armrest, red accent colored stitching. Opening this up, you get quite a bit of storage space down in there. And then here you can set like a highlighter if you wanted to, as well as 2 pens. I think that's pretty sweet. And that's really a look at the center console. I'm gonna close that window for that plane taking off. You do get a lockable glove box with, you know, a decent amount of space in there. Not quite the biggest glove box that I've ever seen, but you can get away with what you need to in there. I apologize, man. We got planes taking off left and right. That's literally why I left the dealership, because of the planes taking off, and they followed me to this spot. But over here, OPU panel on the A-pillar. You also get an OPU panel up top here on the roof. Let's take a look at our visor. So we do get a vanity mirror, a vanity light. Do these things slide? They do. They slide forward, they slide backwards. Very nice. Then you do get an auto dimming rear view mirror with the garage door opener. That comes a part of the $2,790 Pro premium package. So you guys just get a regular rear view mirror if you guys do not get the Pro premium package. Great spot. You can set some sunglasses up top there. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light. They are both LED. And then this is to turn on all the interior dome lights. Pretty sweet. I'm going to leave it on the door function, which would be about right there. And then you do get a power sunroof. That power sunroof comes a part of the Pro premium package as well for $2,790. It is a tilting sunroof, so it'll tilt up like that, and it also slides like a regular sunroof does. Then you got your SOS button right here. Now I do want to go over a couple different options. So right now I'm going to throw the window sticker on screen for you guys to read along with me. So with the window sticker on screen, we'll go over a couple different options. So this has the Pro convenience package, which gives you all those different features like I showed you guys. So you do get the heated outside mirrors, heated steering wheel, heated front seats, remote start. I'm just highlighting a few things. The wireless charging pad. This also has the off-road protection package, which gives you that door scuff protector that I pointed out, as well as all season floor mats, off-road adventure kit, medical kit, blah blah blah. This has the Pro premium package for $2,790. So you get the Fender 10 speaker premium audio system, which by the way sounds very, very good. You also get the leather appointed front and rear seats, auto dimming rear view mirror with the universal garage door opener. You get the sunroof and those 17-inch beadlock style wheels. This also has the $990 technology package, which gives you the lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, the parking sensors in the rear, the reverse automatic braking, the high beam assist, which is your automatic high beams, the intelligent cruise control, which is basically adaptive cruise control, and the traffic sign recognition. I'm just going to highlight the MSRP now. The MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Frontier Pro 4X is spec'd is $48,545. However, Priority Nissan of Chantilly is selling this under MSRP. One thing I didn't point out, you had a good amount of storage space up top here. Man, it's getting hot in the interior of the Frontier because it's hot, and for some reason I think this paint makes it hotter on the interior. But I want to show you guys a look at the rear seats. You guys can see door panel looks pretty much the exact same as it does in the front. You still get that door scuff protector right here. And this is a look at the rear seats. This comes up, I think this is a part of the adventure kit or whatever. So this might be a backpack with, yeah, the off-road adventure kit. So you might get the first aid kit either in that or right here. This is the medic kit, so that has all the other stuff in it. But this is a look at the rear seats. They are again leather wrapped. You get a center fold down armrest with 2 cup holders. You get a USB-C port, a USB-A port, and a household power outlet. I believe that's a 120 volt. And you get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. You do not get one behind the driver's seat. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is that you don't get that much room in these second row seats. So if you're like any taller than me, I'm 5'9", I am adjusted behind myself. I don't know how comfortable you would be in these rear seats. However, if you're 5'9", 5'10" and below, I think you'd be fine in these rear seats. If you're sitting behind somebody who's also 5'9", 5'10", if you're sitting behind somebody who's like 6'4", you're probably not going to be comfortable in these rear seats. However, the seats themselves are nice and comfortable. They do get some nice padding to them, but I almost feel like I sit too vertical. That's just my opinion for being in these seats for about 2 seconds. But again, if you're doing short trips in this, in the back seats, I think you'd be fine. But if I was going to do, you know, 5-6 hour road trip back here, I don't know how comfortable I would be, to be honest with you guys. But you get a OPU panel right here, OPU panel up top here with a spot you can set your dry cleaning. Same thing on this side. You only get an OPU panel though, so you do not get dry cleaning. So you can only put the dry cleaning on the driver's side. So you don't get a hook over there on the passenger side, but you still do get those 2 OPU panels. You get a dome light up top here. One other thing that is kind of interesting to me is that you get a manual sliding rear glass back here. It is not power. So I haven't seen a manual sliding rear window in a vehicle in a long time. So Nissan, you got to put a power sliding rear window in this thing. But overall, this thing is really nice. Honestly, it drives nice. The seats in the front are very, very comfortable. I think this thing looks sweet. I also really like how you have a lot of physical buttons in this, where in a lot of new vehicles, it's mostly buttons throughout the screen, which I personally don't like. So I appreciate how Nissan's still sticking to physical buttons. I personally appreciate that. Makes things just a lot easier to maneuver throughout the infotainment system, throughout the climate control system. So overall, this is actually a really, really nice truck. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Pro 4X. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review, which is where I personally think the Frontier shines. Now, one thing I wanted to say right off the bat, and that has to do with the steering. I'm also going to move the camera down just a touch so you guys can have a little bit better of a view. I read online that people were complaining about the steering being too heavy in the Frontier. Now, I have noticed that it is heavy, but I kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a legit truck. You know what I mean? Like, older trucks, the steering was hydraulic, it was heavy, and like, you know, you had to be a man to turn the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like how this has heavy steering. You know, in a lot of new trucks that you get in, whether it be a Chevy, Ford, Ram, Toyota, they all have like I think they're all electronic steering for the most part. They're just super feather light, which can be nice. Like, honestly, in certain like really tight parking situations, a light steering in a truck is definitely very nice. However, you know, in steering situations like we're about to go over a roundabout, I like the heavy steering. Now, in a tight parking spot where you're doing probably like a 10-point turn or something like that, I can see how the heavy steering could become cumbersome. I can definitely see it, because honestly, it is a heavy steering system. But again, that's something that I like, and I personally feel like it makes the vehicle feel more like a truck. Now, another thing that I appreciate is the turn signal stock. And I know you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? You appreciate the turn signal stock? And the answer to that is yes. I feel like the turn signal stock is just as heavy as the steering itself, if that makes sense. So like, just like the engagement of the turn signal stock, it takes a little bit to engage it, which I personally appreciate. You know, a lot of new vehicles, you can accidentally like hit the turn signal stalk. Like right now I'm just like accidentally hitting it, you know, not accidentally hitting it, but you know what I'm saying. And I think maybe it's like a tighter turn signal stalk because the steering wheel is tighter, so like people are going to be like accidentally maybe hitting it or something like that. So I could definitely see why they would make it, you know, a little bit tighter. And same thing goes for the windshield wiper control stalk. It takes a little bit to engage, which I think is pretty nice. Now, another thing that I personally really appreciate about the Frontier in general is the physical buttons. So on a lot of new trucks, you find that a lot of the things have kind of gone into the infotainment screen. So like the F-150, for example, if, you know, on new F-150s, you can't get a heated steering wheel, but on like the 2022 F-150 with the heated steering wheel, you have to go in throughout the screen, and you got to go to the right side of the screen, and you got to scroll through a couple different pages to find the heated steering wheel button. And that just doesn't really make sense to me. Obviously, I think also they did have a physical button. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think they also did have a physical button. What I'm referring to is the Lincoln Navigator I did a video with. It did not have a physical heated steering wheel button. You had to go throughout the screen, which was same thing on the right hand side of the screen. You had to go scroll throughout it and then find the heated steering wheel button. I like, boom, heated steering wheel button is right down there. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, you can turn the heated seats on high or on low. So just like, it's a nice mix of like physical hard buttons and the buttons throughout the infotainment screen, which I personally like. Again, you know, I don't like when I have to go throughout an infotainment screen to turn the climate control to full blast or adjust the temperature controls. I got my buttons right here. I can operate majority of this stuff with gloves on, which is also something to be appreciated. So the ride on this thing is also really good. With those Bilstein shocks, this thing soaks up bumps very nicely. It also, like, handling, look at that. Very minimal body roll, especially for a truck like this. I feel like the body roll in this is more than acceptable. Like, we're going around this turn right here and it remains very, very flat. Now, this Pro 4X on the Frontier is kind of comparable to what you find like with an F-150, for example, with like the FX4 off-road package. That's kind of what the Pro 4X package or Pro 4X trim level is like. That's kind of the best way that I can describe it to you guys. Or like a Silverado Z71. That's kind of like the best way to describe this to you. So this isn't like a Tremor Ranger, not to that extreme, but still, with those Bilstein shocks, this thing can tear up the off-road, but it also rides very good in the city. Like, sometimes when you get into a vehicle that's kind of off-road oriented, it kind of rides bumpy, whereas I have not found this thing to ride bumpy at all. I feel like it rides very well. I think it's very composed. One button that I do recommend you guys turn off every single time you get into this truck would be the auto stop start system. I hate the auto stop start system, but it's not just hate oriented towards the Frontier itself, it's hate towards the auto stop start feature in any vehicle. So if I was riding in that Audi or that Porsche or that Acura, I would hate the auto stop start system in each and every one of those too. So it's not just the Frontier's auto stop start system that I don't like, it's the auto stop start system in any vehicle. Now also, one thing that I really like about the Frontier is, yeah, while you do not get the lumbar function for the driver's seat or the front passenger seat, the lumbar is like adjusted perfectly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got enough lumbar to where I don't think my back would hurt on a long drive. Like, it's got really good lumbar support just from factory. Like, I don't feel like they need to be adjusted, at least for my personal preference. You know, I feel very comfortable in these seats. I've probably driven this thing around for, you know, 10-15 miles now, so I feel like I'm, you know, relatively antiquated with it. So I feel like the seats are very, very good. Now, let's do a little acceleration here. Once this light turns green, we'll do a little mild acceleration just to see what the Frontier is really all about. I haven't really given this thing that much gas other than, you know, routine, regular accelerations, and I found it to have more than enough get up and go for me. So again, once this light turns green, I'm going to give it a little bit of gas, and we'll see what she can do. A little bit of wheel spin. More than enough get up and go, and honestly that V6 sounds pretty good. And this thing, it kind of really reminds me of a Toyota Tacoma. That's kind of like the best thing that I can kind of equate this to, would be like a Toyota Tacoma, but Nissan's version of the Toyota Tacoma. So this thing gonna be very reliable. It looks fantastic. It rides really well. It's super comfortable on the interior, and if you get the loaded up Frontier, it's very, very nice. You get a ton of safety features, and you get a bunch of features, honestly, that you don't need, like the adaptive cruise control, but it makes it very, very nice. That Mustang looks sweet. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said to you guys, I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, but I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.